Hello, it looks like I am live. Welcome to Half Minute Hero, the second coming. AKA Yusha 30-second, AKA let's get right into this. Let's start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so right off the bat we have a very difficult trick. We have to go into this menu and not accidentally turn the other menus and turn off animations because animations are slow. Now we get to fight the final boss from the first game. And while this is sort of going on, it's a cutscene battle. We're just gonna, watch some cutscenes and things are gonna happen. Not a big deal. We're gonna get to enter the name of the hero. And one thing I like to do on all of my runs of this game is when it's time to enter the hero's name, I'm just gonna enter whatever the first name I see is in the chat. So I want to start typing now. I am not sure how long it will take, how much delay there is between me and the stream. So you might want to start typing those names now. Whatever the first name I see is what I'm going to type. Wow, there's a... Okay, Blarg is the first name I see. Blarg it is. So, we're with Blarg. We're getting a quick tutorial here. We gotta defeat 3 tigers. We defeated 3 tigers. Now the world's gonna end in 30 seconds. Things go fast here. I'm sorry, but we've just entered a contract with the Time Goddess, who is gonna let us run super fast and gain XP super fast, just like we want to do a speedrun. But we're gonna just beat this guy at level 0 instead, or level 1, whatever level we are, because that is faster, and we just beat the first level. Now, over here, there's a little encounter that's supposed to push us back. We don't want to get pushed back. We're gonna... There we go. We're gonna use an item on the exact same frame that cutscene is about to trigger, and when we do that, we just cancel the cutscene. So that's the item cancel glitch. We're gonna be using it to cancel lots of things. Right now, we use it to skip a 3-second cutscene, but there's a lot of other slightly bigger uses of it too later in the run. So now we're gonna head over here. We're gonna talk to this person who tells us about a metal slime that's gonna spawn by this tree in the north, and there's exactly 10 seconds left on the clock. How does she know this? I have no idea. That seems really precise. Like, is she just stalking this metal slime every day, just watching where it spawns, dreaming of the day where okay, it's dead. And that gave us like 8 levels all at once, so that's a very nice gap. Now we have enough money to buy this sword over here. We're gonna do that. We're gonna buy an herb. We don't quite have enough money to reset time because we need 100 gold to reset time, so we're gonna cut it a little close, but that's fine. And now we'll just come over here and we'll start beating up these goblins. We want to be level at least 28. We can deal with 27 if we only hit 27. We might only be hitting 27. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. We're gonna not run in this battle because otherwise we probably die. Because we got really unlucky with those goblin spawns. They can spawn either 2 or 3. We got a lot of 2s, so we only hit level 27. But we beat that boss, which is, the superior outcome. So now we're gonna grind a little bit. So as you can see, it now says global level, or G level, in the upper left corner of the screen, and that's short for global level. Or I could just start the next level and forget what I'm doing. And just instinctively enter the town. Music is... I can turn up the music. Yeah. There. That should be hopefully a bit better. Sorry, I just saw the message. Yeah, so we're gonna grind up to level 4. So that won't take us too long. And then once we do that, we're gonna be level 4 at the start of every level for the rest of the game. So that's gonna add up over the course of the game because there's a lot of levels that we have to get through because there's a lot of evil lords and all of them want to end the world in 30 seconds. So yeah, we're already level 3. This grind won't take too much longer. Yeah, so just 5 more, not even 5 more fights. So I'm gonna say 3 more fights should get us right there. It's 2 XP a fight. It's not the best grinding spot in the game, but it's ours. And so now we're gonna head back up here. We're gonna enter this town for reals now. And so now, there's been a bandit encounter, and bandits have stolen the goddess statue, and it's a big hubbub-de-doo, and they're raiding a store and not letting anyone buy herbs. And just really a big problem. But Yashu is just being a big meanie face and just says, no, nobody gets to save the innocent townsfolk. We're on a mission from the king, and that needs to have top priority. And we're just like, you suit yourself, we're gonna do whatever we want without you. So that's why we only have 2 people in our party now. So we're gonna pop back in here for safety, hit level 13. That's a little bit higher level. We probably could have done it at 12. But now we can just take out these thieves, and it turns out that our other party member actually does have a heart. He came in at the very end, helped take him out, and now he's joined our party again. What a nice guy. So anyway, so now we'll go back and trigger that cutscene that we skipped earlier in the run by just going over that trigger. And we just happen to be where the next cutscene in the game is, and this just works somehow. I'm very confused why this just works, but it just works. So we'll take it. And so now we're on to the second content of the game, where we get to find out about the 8 elementals, which were used to seal an ancient forbidden power that we're going to unleash because the king wants us to. I'm not really clear on why this is a good idea, but we're gonna do it because it's a JRPG, and we can't just not do the plot. So we're gonna get fight. Unfortunately, there's forest in the way, so we have to get fire at the village, and now the forest is very upset that we're gonna burn it down. So the forest is fighting back against us by sealing and they're going after the princess. We don't like this, so we're gonna pick up a torch, and then we're gonna remember we're doing a speed run. So instead of rescuing the princess, we're gonna run over here, and there's a little cutscene trying to tell us that we need to save the princess. We can just item cancel right over that, and then we can just proceed directly into the forest. We get in those 2 fights, get a little late, then we'll heal up really quick so that we can make it through the rest of these bees without, dying, which would be a little slow. Not gonna lie. So now resetting time does reset the existence of all of the bugs. We'll fight. Ooh, we barely won that fight. We'll fight 1 set in there, so we get some levels before going back here and getting another torch because we have to get another set of bushes burnt down before we can beat the boss. We do want to be level 21. The game will tell us we're high enough level at 20. The game is incorrect. You really need to be 21. Heal up 1 last time, and then we'll just go for it. So yeah, so we left the princess behind. I'm sure she'll be fine. Also, she's kind of our girlfriend, but that's not important. The important thing is that she's probably fine. Like, we definitely don't have to send a party back for her to rescue her. Instead, we can just go straight to the next level, where we are facing a giant horse enemy monster. And the interesting thing about horses is that they're beasts. And the beast monster type has you weak to this weapon called the Beast Speed. And for those of you who haven't played this series, when you're weak to a weapon type, you just get 1 shot even if you're a boss. So that was the boss right there. It got 1 shot by our level 4 character. Come in here, buy an armor real quick because we don't have any good opportunities to buy armor. And we'll just head straight here. Now, this route's been updated a little bit, so we're going to get into this first fight, and we're going to hope that it's 2 bees. Instead, it's 3 bees. That's really unfortunate. So we're going to pop back into town to reset, heal up, reset the tornado positions, because otherwise the tornadoes would have been in exact position to be exactly in our way. We'll come over here. We got glasses. Also, everyone is invisible in this area. I forgot to mention that. But we got glasses to make everyone invisible. Now we'll just head back to this tornado, warp back to the start of the map, heal up, and then we'll get into some quick grind. We need to get enough money to buy some cool new shoes. Because, I don't know, shoes are nice. And then we can just head on in here. There'll be some turtles up ahead. Turtles do a bit more XP than those bees did a second ago. Cutting it a little close, that's fine. A third of a second, basically an eternity. And then we'll just head straight for the boss. Hopefully we won't need to use our herb because we'd really like to save our herb for the next map. We'll just have it there. Fantastic, we didn't need to use the herb. Okay, so we'll just keep on going. Yeah, so we'll get in this encounter. We really wanted to get 2 bees there because it gives twice as much experience. Didn't happen. That's perfectly fine. So now we're on to the next map. This is an invisible maze. Basically, the secret to this maze is that all the arrows lie to you. Also, everything in this maze is a bug. There is a bug swatter weapon that you can pick up here that will just one-shot all bugs. Unfortunately, it's a bit slower, so we're just gonna defeat all of the bugs with a trusty axe instead. We also got really bad encounter luck there. Basically, everything was a single. That's not the end of the world. I kind of want to be level 14 for marathon safety. There we go. Heal up, and then we can just go for the boss. And so this guy's gonna shoot rings at us. Pretty annoying, but there he goes. So that was the level. Now this is also a global dungeon. What that means is that I can re-enter it, and then we can just explore it for some. It just has a new map and items, so, like this magic robe that gives a zillion points of defense and also some health. And we're gonna try to get out of this dungeon without dying because we took a lot of damage in that encounter, and we did. So that's good. Yeah, one of the downsides of this route is that you gotta be a little bit careful in that dungeon, but we get to go to the next map now. Now, this is where things are gonna get a little bit silly. So we're going to come in here, we're going to buy an herb, we're going to talk to this guy, he's going to tell us about a dinosaur to the left. Dinosaur sounds scary, so instead we're going to skip over that trigger to the right. Just skip that level where we had to fight a dinosaur. We also skipped another level where we're supposed to recruit a character, the knight from the first game. And then we'll just re-equip the beast beat for this next map, and we just skipped 2 levels. So, for this map, there's a swordsman. He's having a bad day because he doesn't have a sword anymore. Something happened to it, I forget. Anyways, we'll just head over here, beat up a bunch of moles with our beast beat, and just gain XP insanely fast. And, okay, so that's a pretty good level. We're already level 27. We want to get in here by 10 seconds, so the mole spawns right here. Otherwise, I have no idea where the mole's going to spawn. Now, we'll head back in town, talk to this guy, he gives us a sword, we'll give the sword to the swordsman, we'll reset time. Now have a new party member, which is fantastic. Party members in this game are really strong, despite what you might think from the main character just sort of one-shotting everything. And now we have to fight a rock dragon with our beast, with our little net, which is about as effective against giant rock dragons as you'd think, but we're level 32, so it's fine. Anyway, so now we'll just sort of head over here to this next village, or excuse me, the next level, which is the penultimate level of this entire map, or this entire story arc. Yeah, that's the word, story arc. But first we'll just pop into this village, we'll buy an herb, get past this goblins, because we can't kill goblins with this beast beater, but we can kill these rhinoceri. I died. That was weird. That's literally never happened before. But, anyway, so we're back in here. We're gonna go back to beating up some rhinoceroses. Head over to this staircase here, because whenever we go up and down the staircase, the rhinoceroses will respawn. And we'll just use that to very quickly beat up a bunch of rhinoceros. Go over here, reset time again. We're gonna get an actual weapon from this treasure chest to the northeast, because unfortunately everything else in this dungeon is not a beast. So we need an actual weapon. So, for instance, we got these lizards, and there's some more equipment just hiding behind some of these teleporters. Also, a little bit of speed tech. You'll notice that if you play the game, you'll probably remember that there's a bunch of little cutscenes here that I am just skipping. You skip them by pressing the start button, or enter if you're playing on keyboard like I am. Despite the fact that you see Xbox controls in the corner, ignore the Xbox controls. They are lies. I have never put an Xbox controller into this game. Whatever. Anyways, we're on the final boss of this area, and he's down. So now the game gets a little bit confused because we skipped 2 levels. So the game tries to reload the same level that we just beat. We don't want to play this level a second time, so we're going to exit out of the game and then go back in. And it's going to spawn us back here by where the dinosaur was, because this is a level we didn't beat before. I'm not entirely sure why this happens, but it happens, and I'm okay with it. Then we're going to remember that we don't want to go this way, and we're going to instead warp back to the village where we bought the herb before. And now we're going to fight these guys and use them to grind. So this is... yeah, so we're going to grind all the way to level 10 against these guys, because these guys actually give out 6 XP apiece, which is an absolutely absurd amount of XP. Like... it's actually going to be quite a while before we encounter any enemies that give even close to this much XP again. So we're going to get in a bunch of grinding here. Yeah, so all the way to level 10. So 4 more levels. We've already gained 2 levels, though, and we just started this grind. So that's just how efficient this grind point is. But is it the most efficient? No, there's still more grinding up ahead. Don't worry. I know no RPG run would be complete without grinding, and you will not be disappointed by the total amount of grinding we got in store for you tonight, because just because we gain levels fast doesn't mean we don't grind. Nope, I don't even own an Xbox controller, so I can't have put an Xbox controller into my PC. We just started the grind, and we're already 2/3 of the way done. That's just how we roll. Unfortunately, we're not getting very... ooh, just speak of the devil. So yeah, so whenever you get a double, that's literally just twice as much XP. It's about a 1/3 chance, and we would like to get it every single time. So... but yeah, so now we're at the point where we can just one-shot them with a crit, which is very nice. And we are almost done with the grind. Anyway, so there was a little bit of text on the screen right there that said ground stomp. What that was a skill. So basically, every single weapon in the game has a skill attached to it. Or not every single weapon, but most of the weapons have a skill attached to them. And when a weapon with a skill, when it doesn't kill an enemy, it has a chance to trigger an ability that does even more damage. Which is pretty cool. Anyway, so this is where the game is supposed to send us after the previous level. We can just walk here, and then we can just go into the level. It's pretty cool. And then, anyway, so we've sort of out of control like a nuclear bomb, for whatever reason. So we have to, like, fight things until they defeat us so that we don't go nuclear. And we finally found this old geezer in a cave who will chop off our wing for us and stop us from, you know, exploding and destroying the world, which is really convenient. Anyways, that was the end of the first arc. And we'll just skip that movie. As you do. Now we're in jail because, you know, we tried to destroy the world. It wasn't really we weren't really trying to, but the authorities don't know that. I'm not going to take this personally. Unfortunately, an evil lord is trying to blow up the world in 30 seconds, so we got to get out of here in 30 seconds before the world blows up. And not hit buttons in the wrong order. Anyways, these rats are really annoying. We want to crit them super badly. We didn't crit them. That's a little unfortunate, so we bounced off them instead. It's kind of slow. Anyways, this is Cole here, our friend. We beat him up, and now he's our friend. As it goes. That's just how anime works. So, you just gotta accept these things. Anywho, so now, an evil demon has taken the body of the queen and is threatening to end the world in 30 seconds. Again, you know, these things happen. So we'll just sort of run here, get the mayor to help us out. Just run away from this enemy over here, and then we're straight at the boss. And the mayor is so strong, he can just single-handedly beat up the boss. And then, oh no, the queen turned into a giant evil demon. We'll defeat it. Oh no, our friend saw us defeat the queen and thinks we're now evil. Whoops. Anyways, so that's definitely just gonna be minor source of strife for the rest of the game. No biggie. Anywho, so here's the start of the level trigger. We're gonna skip it. Okay, we didn't skip it. We're gonna try to skip it again. There we go, second try, always fantastic. That is a frame perfect trick at 60 FPS, so we're not always gonna get it first try. But we're always going to be happy about a second try. Anyways, we have to do it again here. We did it first try on that one, which is fantastic. Now we just have to equip some equipment. And we also need a party. And we're also going to equip a formation. Now, formations in this game are really weird. If you have a full party, and only if you have a full party of 5 people, you get bonus stats. So we have a party of 5 people, so we got bonus stats. Anyways, we'll quickly death warp here. We fought that metal slime in order to get money to buy the castle parts. This Francisca from the first game tried to steal them from us. Very rude of her. But we went back. Also, we skipped the cutscene about the time stream, which is basically the live stream from Final Fantasy VII, only definitely not and totally original. Anyway, so now we're a giant castle fighting a giant mech? Titan? I don't even know what that thing's supposed to be. Probably, well, it's an evil lord, I suppose. Anyways, the evil lord also joined our group. And now the knight wants us to change classes. So we have to cut down a tree to change a class. And now we have the power to class, which gives us even more stats. Yippee! I'm also going to heal up because we need to skip another level. And we skipped it first try. Fantastic. So let's head on over here. We don't quite have enough money to buy all this stuff, so we're going to beat up this guy who gives us like 150 gold. And now we have enough money to get all the stuff. And now we're on to the next continent. Who needs levels? Or who needs to play all the levels? Anyway, so this is another level. It's super cool. We actually are going to fight the child of one of the bosses. Oh, no, we fight one of the bosses in the first game. And it's just a giant plains level. And it's just, you're going up all about and trying to dodge all of these cannons. And it's pretty cool. We're going to skip it as soon as the game wants it. Evil Lord's not quite part of its party, but it's like an NPC. So the Evil Lord basically handles achievements and also has a bunch of pretty medals scattered all over the world. And when you... Also, this is the character Evil Lord, not the like Evil Lords that are trying to end the world from the first game. And so they give achievements, and when you get enough achievements, they give you cool things. Unfortunately, you need so many achievements to get anything useful that it's just completely useless in the speedrun. So we can't really... So we're just going to ignore that. Instead, we're going to try to skip some more levels. And like that. Perfect. Second try. Always be happy with second try on a 60 FPS trick. I was going to fight this guy for some random experience. Not very important, but it's like 4. We'll take 4. And you really want to first try this one because... Yeah, if we first tried that one, and if you enter that level, it'll actually unequip all of your equipment. But because we first tried it, we didn't get our equipment unequipped. And we just first tried another skip right there. So we're just on fire right now. Anyways, so it turns out someone with green clothes stole stuff. Or is embodying someone's body. Yeah, that's definitely a sentence. That's really rude. So you're the criminal, and now we have to chase her. So we gotta chase this little body snatcher throughout this entire snowy plains. Am I an auctioneer at my day job? No. Though that would be really fun if I could get that like as a side gig. That'd be probably super fun. But anyways, so we have the chaser around. That is the first location down. We do want to be pretty high level, so we need to be level 37 eventually when we beat this entire stage. So we're gonna be grinding our way through as we follow the boss around. Also, we've got a pirate hat. We basically got the pirate hat because pirate hats are cool, let's be honest here. Like, if I could just wear a pirate hat to work... Wait, I can wear a pirate hat to work. Ah, the upsides of working from home. Anyways... so I need to get a pirate hat is what I've basically figured out here. Anyway, so we're gonna fight penguins until we're level 37. Apologies to everyone who likes penguins, which I hope is everyone. But we do need to beat up penguins to be level 37. And we even hit level 38, so now we're gonna fight the boss. We're supposed to have to actually follow her to one more location, but we can take advantage of some weird being able to move on the first frame of things to actually get into an encounter with her right here before she can run away. That was really nice. I have no idea what the time is, and I'm not going to look at it. But what we are going to do is we're going to switch over our equipment over to this cool spike mace, because this spike mace has both a skill that we can use in combat, which again, massive damage increase, like 20% damage increase just by having a skill on your weapon, and also it has a higher crit rate, and crit's pretty good stat. Anyway, so now we're going to grind here. So these enemies give exactly the same XP as the enemies we fought at the end of in the previous grind zone. But now we can park our castle directly on top of them, so we can minimize the time between battles. So we just get into a battle, mash through the screen that appears at the end of the battle, mash into the castle, mash out of the castle, and we're just into another fight immediately. So we're super fast grinding. Now, you might be wondering how high we are going to grind to here. The answer is that we're going to grind to level 16 right here. And that's kind of an unfair thing to say, because we're going to grind to 16 right here, and then we're going to actually pick up the castle and grind somewhere else. But for now, our turn target is level 16. As you can see, we're chewing through these guys really fast, because we have a full party now, which again gives us so many bonus stats. Plus, we're like pretty over leveled relative to what the game expects here. So yeah. Anyways, so, you know, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't have terribly much to say during the grind, so why don't you all tell me what your favorite runs today have been? Well, and while we're waiting for that to come in, you'll notice that I'm now in red bar. So what red bar means is that whenever I trigger an ability, instead of triggering the normal ability, it'll actually trigger what's called the hero chain. And that's a super powerful skill that will actually deal damage to every enemy on screen. So being in red bar is a bit sweet. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying this run, but there's been plenty of other runs today. Like, I super enjoyed Kirby Master's run. Like, everything that could have gone wrong for him went wrong for him. But, like, the way... He found a way through that game. Like, he thought it was going to be mercy kill, but he found a way through. It was really impressive to watch. Anyway, so we're level 16 now, so we're going to pick up our castle, move it over to here. Look at those... Okay, we got to move it one more square. And... So now we're going to fight an enemy that gives even more XP! Now we're getting 12 XP in single fights. Or, excuse me, we're getting 6 XP, 12 XP, and a double. Which is an insane amount of XP. I should stop using that word. But, and unfortunately, they're a little bit stronger. And if I am just enjoying how much damage, how much XP I'm gaining too much, we do die. Little unfortunate. But, now we're right back in it. Yeah, 12 XP per fight. Just like, how could you possibly want more XP? What is happening? So, we are getting to a battle, we are entering the castle, and then we're re-entering the world map. Now when we do that, we're actually, because we parked the castle on top of a monster spawn, we immediately get to fight into another battle. So this is just super fast grinding, the fastest in the West. Now, you're definitely wondering how much we need to grind to here. We're actually gonna grind all the way to level 32. So... Level 32, you might be wondering why we're getting all the way up there. And so there's two, so the first obvious breakpoint is level 30. And the reason that's an obvious breakpoint is because when you get into, basically there's a number of battle levels later in the game where if you're level 30 going in, you will get to basically defeat enemies in the world map You know, everyone's played Earthbound. So when you play Earthbound, if you're high enough level and you get into an encounter with an enemy, you just immediately get to beat them without going into the battle. And you do the same thing here. We'll just immediately beat things on the world map. So that's a pretty big breakpoint is level 30. But in addition to that, I actually did some further testing, and it turns out leveling to level 32 is slightly faster. Do my thumbs hurt? So I'm on keyboard, and the way I have my layout on keyboard is I'm actually using my index fingers. So that's actually a lot more comfortable for me. If your thumbs get hurt when you're doing stuff like this, I highly recommend like just trying to do things with your index fingers sometimes, because it's a different finger, and I don't know, it just works for me. Might work for you. But yeah, it doesn't really get tired. There's a couple mashing points that are like actually a little more tiring, because this is more timing. So like I do a timed hit of the confirm button and then the enter building button, which are different buttons. So you just basically hit them both almost at the same time, but not quite. Or you can really hit them at the same time. So it's not like I'm mashing constantly. It's much more rhythmic, which is nice too. On the hands. Didn't this only come out for PC? Yes. So in the English, yes, but it was actually originally released for PSP in Japan. I actually do own that version, and it has one of my favorite instruction manuals ever. There is just so much fun little jokes in that instruction manual. It's really cool. If there's a Switch version, I don't know of it, but it would not surprise me. Like, everything's on the Switch, right? So yeah, so there's a decent chance it just happens to be on the Switch. So we're in an unfortunate part of the grind. So at this point of the grind, if we get a crit, it won't kill the enemy, but it'll actually do so much damage that it'll knock them back like about like off screen, which is really unfortunate because then we have to chase after them. So we really don't want to get crits here until we're level 26. Then we can get crits. Does my brain filter out the repeating sounds? Sort of. Like, I know if I'm doing well on the grind based on like how long the music plays. So it's kind of like a metronome. Like, I know when I'm supposed to be hitting buttons based on how far I am to the music, based on if I'm getting crits or not. You just, I don't know, you get used to it. Has it been 8? It hasn't. It's been less than it's been less than 8 years. I think it was 2014 or maybe even 2015 when it came out on Steam. Because the PSP version was like 8 years ago. Not on Switch. Unfortunate. Maybe it'll be on Switch someday. Maybe it'll be on Switch by the time this run is over, for all we know. Just do it as a surprise drop. I hear those are the rage these days. Anyway, so we switched weapons here because the enemies have exactly 150 HP, and with this weapon, we can do 150 damage per... We can do 150 damage with a crit. So we'll just switch weapons, and we'll just one-shot things, and it's wonderful. I have not seen the live-action trailers. I will have to try to hunt those down because that sounds amazing. So the first game was translated by Xseed wonderfully, and this game was not. And that's all I will say about the translation of this game, was that it was not done by Xseed. Yeah, I wish it was done by Xseed because Xseed did an amazing work on the first game, but unfortunately, that just was not meant to pass. Anyway, so now we're high enough level that we can one-shot things with Spike Mace, and we will switch back because once again, it has the crit ability and it has the ground stomp ability, so we just do more damage. We one-shot things literally 25%, no, more like 30% more often with this weapon than we do with the other weapon. Yeah, they're really different games, I feel, the two games. So the first game has a much more like it doesn't have as much of an overarching story. It's a lot more slapstick. It does like the other game modes, which are fun, but I mean, most people feel they're not as good. And I don't quite agree with them. I love the Evil Lord mode in the first game, but oh, there's no live action. Well, that's fine too. No biggie. Anyway, so we're about a minute left in the grind, so I know you guys are probably loving this little 3-second loop of audio, but you're gonna have to say sayonara to it pretty soon, so get your fill of it while it lasts. Kind of wish this was Brosentia's channel so we could do like little fan, the bang fan bot command he has, because that command is wonderful. Bang being the exclamation mark button letter for those who don't know. I have no idea why it's called that, but Knight 30 is interesting too. Princess 30 is the only one that I kind of don't like, and like that's more because I've never found a speedrun strat that I like for Princess 30. I don't know. Like if someone can try to figure out a if someone can try to figure out like a speedrun strat for Princess 30 that lets me beat the final boss in one cycle without getting any upgrades, like I would just love them forever. I'm just gonna put that out there. If you want me to love you forever, please do that. Anyway, so now we're gonna take a quick break to upgrade our hero castle. We're gonna put another castle on top of a castle. Yeah, like I'm a programmer by trade. That's why I called it a bang. Because it's just, you know, what I call it in my day job. But yeah. Anyway, so we were going to level 32, and we are level 32, which means the grind is over. And we're now on the final boss of this character. And what that means, by the way, is once we're done with this character, we're gonna get a new character. And a new character has a new name, which means that, once again, first name I see in the chat is what this character's name is gonna be. So you just post whatever name you want this character to be in the chat after this level's over. Just try to time it. There's probably like a 20-second delay or so. So just keep that in mind. Anywho, we just beat a boss with our castle on our castle. And now we're just gonna grind up really quick because we have to buy... We have to show our character we love her by buying the stone from her because, I don't know. I'm out of money. That's fine. So we'll just sort of grind our way over. Reset time here. So we want to get our HP down a little tiny bit because we want to be in red bar for this next fight. Because we want to use Hero Chain, because Hero Chain will one-shot that guy, otherwise you're just doing 1 damage to him all the time. If we just one-shot him, he gives a ton of XP, and now we can just keep on going on our merry way. So we just... This is sort of like a who's who of all the bosses that we skipped along the way. So, you know, we just sort of enjoy all these characters that we haven't met before, like Ultros, the kick-ass Cerberus dog thing, whatever. I don't know, words are hard. Yeah, we know who Cole is. We got Cole before. We also got someone with a harp who is pretty cool. She's sort of like Ultros' master. But anyways, like dogs are our best person, obviously. So, you know, gotta respect the boy. Gotta respect the good boy because he is best boy. We are level 56. That is more than enough to beat the boss. We really don't want to use our herb here, so we can use it a little bit later because now we beat the boss. We have to walk over lava, and I can cancel these lava animations by pressing start at the right time. But if I press it too early, I open the pause menu. So, gotta be very careful. We're at the boss. Now we're just gonna use our herb so we can run against this boss to go even faster. We're almost done. Get your names in the chat because I'm gonna be entering it in about 10 of my seconds. Not even. I don't know what time is. And the name I see is Not Blarg. Now we're gonna do it. Okay, so I missed a little trick. It wasn't a big trick. Not a big deal. But we'll just talk to everyone in here because that is what you do in an RPG. And then, okay, so we want to be the prettiest girl at the prom is literally the plot right now. So we have to get this gem from this cave. We're going to heal up really quick. We're going to see a crystal. Not very interesting. Not going to make us the prettiest girl at the ball. This gem is going to make the prettiest girl at the ball. Unfortunately, that gem was owned by a dragon. Dragon is kind of upset. But now we've been given a gun sword, and we are a musketeer. So we just quickly defeated the dragon, and that was the first level. And we're going to head in here and immediately exit. And unfortunately, someone stole our gem and is now terrorizing the populace. This is a problem. So we have to build a bridge. And to build a bridge, we have to beat up 3 cannonballs on legs. 1 cannonball on legs. 2 cannonballs on legs. And 3 cannonballs on legs. Or bricks, as the game wants to call them. Anyways, now we're going to buy this equipment as well while we're here. And then we just wrap around. Here's the bridge. Go across the bridge, and we beat up the boss, who is a frog mecha for some reason. Anyways, I'm sure that is important, but it doesn't matter because we are now the prettiest girl of the ball. Someone else stole our gem. Very rude. Unfortunately, we need a boat to go after them, and to be on a boat, you need money. This is a very novel lesson for our princess. So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna earn 10,000 gold, and we have to do that in 90 seconds. Also, we have to race someone to get that gold because I don't know. But Athena's gonna get gold. She's pretty slow about getting that gold. Oh, I guess we have 100 seconds, don't we? Whatever. Anyway, so we have to be very careful here because if an enemy is defeated by a skill, we will not get the money for them at the end. So we actually are gonna do this in kind of a weird order. So we're gonna do this fight here. So when skills trigger, it's not actually random. Skills literally will trigger on the Xth attack after you enter the map, which is a really cool mechanic. So it's just pseudo RNG in 100%. But so we manipulate that a little bit by choosing the order that we do these encounters in. And hey, we got up to 10,000 gold. That was the map. We are now a master part-timer. And because unfortunately, there's a second issue. A girl is about to be sacrificed to appease an evil god, and this is unacceptable. So we will come over here and appease the evil god ourselves and then beat him up because we're badass. But first we gotta kill some spiders. Because spiders give us money, and we're actually so high of level that that's the only enemy that gives us appropriate amounts of money. We're coming here, this guy wants a fish. And who are we to deny him his fish? So we come back here, get a fish. Give him his fish, he gives our stuff. We are now 75% of the sacrifice, which is sufficient sacrifice in order to fool this thing, which turns out to actually be a robot, evil robot. Now we beat up the evil robot. We've saved the girl. We're pretty awesome, not gonna lie. We'll also re-equip this non-sacrificial equipment because it has actual stats, and we would like to have actual stats going to the next map because we can now board our boat. Woohoo! And it sunk. Unfortunately, we learned how to drive a boat from the East franchise, which, by the way, are up next. So anyway, so we have to skip another trigger here. And we skipped down the second try, which is huge because that's actually one of the hardest ones in the game because it's a different timing than every other skip. Because you're at a different walking speed than I'm on running speed on the world map. So that was pretty cool. Anyways, we have another skip here. We were a little late on that one. Unfortunate, but he doesn't see the game, he feels it. Yeah, so we have to skip another map here. This one's being a little hard to get. That's fine. We've been doing pretty well. We can afford to miss a couple. Oh man, I'm just consistently a little late though. Gotta get in the zone. There we go. There we go. Just had to take a step back for a second. Go a little bit faster. Again, characters are important because we need to get up to 5 characters in our party in order to get the stat boost. Anyway, so now we put up there, and now we've blocked avalanches. We're gonna go on down here. We're gonna talk to the beastmen, and they'll say, you know what? You block the avalanche. We'll do our part. So now we get to head up to this boss. Beastmen will do their part. They'll jump on top of the mammoth. That makes the mammoth weak enough that we can just run over it, and that was the entire level. So next up, we will head down over to this bridge where there was some construction earlier, and the construction was blocked by people, and unfortunately we can't get past people. But now, we're on this very long bridge, and we're on a level on this very long bridge. So this level is pretty simple. Because we're so high level, we can just ignore everything and just run straight to the boss. Who is Yashu, that guy from the first zone, who is sort of turned out to be immortal now. Don't worry about it. And, but thankfully, this cool geezer is going to come in and save our bacon. It's going to save our bacon so much that we're going to come here, and now we can just skip this level as well. We're going to try to. This level's actually super fast, so we could just do the level, but I'd like to skip it. Was that a mammoth tank? Yes. You know what? This level wants to be played. This level just wants to be played. We're just going to play it. We're going to run over here. He's going to try to throw mountains at us, but we're too fast for him to throw mountains at us. And then we're going to beat up a dungeon full of monkeys. This game is weird. And then we're going to run over here. We ran so fast that he accidentally threw the mountain on himself. And now he's defeated. So next up, we have the obligatory quiz level. Have you been paying attention to the plot? Do you know any of the answers to any of these questions? Do these questions even make sense in the English translation? The answer to all these questions are no. But the answer is 2134. It's always 2134. The enemy beat himself up, and we are through. He also rescued a robot, and you know, that's pretty awesome. Because our character, who's definitely not a Luca XP, just fixed the robot. Because she's awesome. Anyway, so now we're being chased by tentacles because this is also an anime. I'm sorry. I'm actually kind of sorry that this exists. But we have to run away from the tentacle monster now. And there's also a bunch of scientists in the way, and we can save them too. But they're kind of dumb that they loose the tentacle monster. Like, I think they deserve what happens to them. Like, just don't loose tentacle monsters. I feel like that's like a good life lesson. Like, just don't loose tentacle monsters on girls and with bunny ears. But anyway, so we're done with that, and now we can just go on to the next content where we get to skip some more levels. A little bit late. Dowolf, please. I got nothing for you. I'm sorry. But we just bought a new sword. So we actually had the starting sword from the game, which is literally called Alpha because the swords all have Greek letter names and it's so cool. But, so we would get sort of upgraded. I forget what the name of this is. It might be Zeta. Zeta's a cool letter. We'll just assume it's Zeta. And so we gotta skip this level too. There we go. We're just gonna come over here, buy a dress, because again, we haven't bought new armor in a while. And we need our character to feel pretty and powerful. And I feel like the dress will help her do that. Anyway, so we're up here into this new level. One of the evil generals has been captured, and also so are all of our friends. So we rescued the general. Now we have the power to regain our allies. We want to not attack her. We want to attack the little ghost thing right behind, and we got the ghost thing right behind. We're gonna do the same thing up here. Okay, fantastic. Now we'll just pop in here, heal up, hit level 35, and just go straight to the boss. Again, this is one of the advantages of being level 32. Is that we can just sort of ignore grinding and just beat up bosses. So anyway, so now we bought a cool witch hat and some other cool new shield. And we're gonna help here, and we're gonna remember to fix our party because our party lost all of its characters, and we need to have a full party because once again we get buffs for that. So again, this is a cool map. We're supposed to call a bunch of puzzles to basically make everything equal and make the boss weaker, but I don't want to do that. I want to just go straight to the boss after hitting level 36. We'll just beat up all of these silly little clones, and that was the level. Yeah, I'm sorry for bringing that up. I probably shouldn't have, but we get to skip this level so we don't get to fight a train, which is kind of unfortunate. It's actually a really cool level fighting the train, but we just don't get to do it. And then this is another level where this big eye monster is trying to watch us approach it, and we don't want it to watch us approach it because it puts stuff in our way. We'll just skip the entire level. Now we get to go over to this new cool level, which thankfully we don't skip because this is another really cool level. There's going to be some paths to caves spawning in the south. They're going to spawn a bunch of sea urchins. Now we're high enough level that we're just going to head straight up here, fight this little boss on the right, and then we're going to come back over here, fight this boss on the left. All right, double boss down. I'll just head into here. Now we go back in time to literally the temple that we skipped past. There was a cutscene. I probably forgot to talk about it. Anyways, the only thing you need to take away from this is that there's an egg for a dragon. And we're gonna sit on it for 200 years, travel forward in time, and now we're riding a dragon. That's really the only takeaway you need to have, is we're now riding a dragon. There's a bunch of random, not so random encounters in the air, but we got through them, and we'll just mow our way through the boss. Oh, the hat is the cutest. Oh my goodness. We can definitely talk about how cute this hat is. Anyway, so now Dragon's a little tired because he was literally born about 10 seconds ago. Understandable. But now Athena's going to be our friend, and we're going to set her to take care of the stuff in the east. There's actually 4 bosses on this map. We're going to take care of 2. Athena's going to take care of 2. She already took care of 1. She knows how this game is played really, really darn fast. We're going to head up here, and we're going to beat up a bunch of enemies because we have to buy a new weapon. And that weapon is the best gun sword in the game. You want to know why it's the best gun sword in the game? Because it's a dragon's head. That's why. Like, I don't know. Why is a dragon's head a gun sword? Well, I don't know. But we're going to accept it. And we're going to beat the level 3 seconds on the clock. And then we're going to invade the evil general's fortress. Now, there's 2 halves of this fortress that will eliminate 2 giant electromagnetic fields that will deal tons of damage when we walk through them. In fact, it'll deal half of our HP worth of damage. But, you know, it deals half of our HP worth of damage, so we get rid of one of them. We can just walk over the second one and be perfectly okay. So we're going to do that. So we'll just march our way through this dungeon. Pick up some stuff along the way. Go to the boss. Ideally, we won't have to use herb. We had to use the herb. That's perfectly okay. So we won't death warp back. Instead, we'll run back and just go through all these enemies on our way. They'll all give us cool XP. And we'll get down here, pick up an herb, And then we can go up to here. Now we need to be level 55 before we can beat the final boss. Despite what the game says. Because when we walk on electricity, we take half our HP of damage. Like that. Exactly like that. I didn't mean to do that. But we're now back here, and we're gonna beat up 2 of them. Walk up and down the stairs. That's enough. We're now level 56. Got half of our HP. That's enough. We got an herb. No problemo. Oh no, yeah, gun swords are just an entire class of weapons. It's the entire class of weapons we've been using for this entire character's arc, even. But they're so cool. They're so cool. Gun swords are just the coolest weapon, let's be honest here. I think it's a gun and a sword. Guns are cool, swords are cool. It's just math. You're just adding. Or are you adding, or is it multiplicative? I think it's multiplicative. Ooh, so we wanted to get an early cycle here. I might have just missed the early cycle, that little bit of a flub, trying to get into this cave. But we'll still go for the early cycle, because the early cycle is, well, it's faster than, it's, we might get this, we might, we got the early cycle, okay. This isn't gonna feel like the early cycle, but it's like about 20 seconds faster than the next fastest cycle, so we really didn't want to miss this cycle. Excuse me, I need to breathe. And once again, we can, so we are jumping across this, but we can skip that animation just by pressing the start button. And now we're gonna need to very quickly, okay, and we made that quick cycle on the last bit of jumps. That is fantastic. Okay, so we nailed that section. Now we gotta talk to Grandpa. And Grandpa's gonna tell us about the Purity Crystal. And the Purity Crystal is the only thing that can defeat the Emperor. But it will only react to someone whose heart is pure. Is our heart pure? Time to find out. So, first we need to get the Purity Gem, which is... Well, first we need to grind up a bit, because we need to be pretty high level. We need like 57 in order to beat this zone eventually. So, we picked up the Purity Crystal. That was that little crystal on the ground over there. And so, unfortunately, it doesn't do anything. The boss is still... You know, we can beat the boss objectively in terms of beating its phase. But unfortunately, the boss just launched onto this other continent. So... We gotta get back to the boss one more time. Unfortunately, Yashu is in the way, being a jerk, saying, you don't get to fight the boss, you gotta fight me first. And we're like, fine, I guess. So we'll just sort of ambush him over here. He's gonna use his fancy little X/ attack. He's gonna use it twice. That's perfectly fine. We'll just use our herb. And we beat him. So, now we're level 60. We're fine, strong enough to beat the evil lord. Let's go do it. Ha! As if the Purity Crystal would react. Nope, it reacted, and we are now invulnerable. Which is the best kind of vulnerability. Just not have any. And the boss is down, but unfortunately the world is blowing up because this is now a Metroid game. So we have to run after, but we can't forget Nanako's grandpa, but we've now rescued Nanako's grandpa. We're fine. We're gonna heal up real quick. Boss is gonna come after us one last time. Geezer's gonna stay behind, stop that boss in his tracks. Unfortunately, Geezer is not going to catch up, and we have to leave without him. Rest in peace, Geezer. You were a geezer till the end. And now we're a new character. I forgot to ask for names, so we'll just be Yuja. That's fine. If someone gives me a name real quick, I can change it after this level. But in the meantime, we have to learn about our new character, Yuja, and we'll just listen to the song to find out what he really likes. Well, it sounds like he likes lemon pies to me, so we're gonna get him a lemon pie. And I see the name Samus, so it's probably not reacting to me calling for names, but that's what I'm gonna do. So, where was that option? I forget. What? I guess I won't do it. Anywho, so we have to skip another level up here. Sorry about that. But we have this... I know there's a way, but I forget where it is, because I haven't had to do that in a while. Not the biggest deal. Skipping this level. Now this is the biggest deal. We gotta skip this level. So we're supposed to be a spearman through this arc. And this is the level we're gonna learn how to be a spearman. But we don't want to be a spearman. Spearman is slow. Slow as molasses. So instead we're gonna just try to skip this level. And there we go. We are through the level. Then we're gonna head on to the northeast, where we have waiting for us another cutscene. We're gonna try to skip this cutscene. We didn't skip it. That's fine. It's like 3 seconds long. We're going to keep on heading forward, and we need to equip some equipment, because we haven't equipped equipment yet, so let's go do that. We're going to equip the Kai, which is the name of the weapon we just got in the last area. That is also how you pronounce that. Please ignore every Kingdom Hearts fan who tells you otherwise. And then we'll just head in here. Now, we haven't changed our class yet, which means we still don't have a class, which means we have pretty bad stats. But if we talk to Knight in here, he'll change our class for us. Now, we're supposed to be one of 3 specific classes, and use that to get a class-specific weapon, and use that to get through and defeat the Evil Lord. But Musketeer is just better than all of those classes. We're a little low on HP, so we'll get back and heal up. Probably didn't need that. Whatever. It's fine. Safety strats. Actually, this is fine because we would have had to buy an item now when we use the herb. And now we didn't have to use the herb. We can just keep on going because we have another level to skip. In fact, we don't have just a level to skip. We have a cutscene before that level to skip. Right? Not here? We could have... I've never actually tried to skip that cutscene. You can probably skip it. There's no good reason why you can't skip it. But we have to skip this cutscene of falling into this hole because I don't want to fall into holes. Kai. It's Kai. Anyway, so we're through that level. We're gonna pop in here and we're gonna buy a leather excuse me, I don't know why I'm calling it other things that only make sense in Japanese. And I tried to skip it on the wrong square. That's unfortunate. Wait, that is Chi, isn't it? No, that's Kai. That's Kai. Is that... Or is it not? No. Is Kai spelled differently in English? I don't remember. I should probably know that. No, that's Chi. It's QI would be Chi. Okay, we're through that level. Now we get to go through, and we're going to come all the way down to the southeast here, where there's going to be a lottery, and the winner of the lottery gets an item that will be super effective against the boss here. So we got to get 350 gold in order to buy a lottery ticket, and I think it's this one. I'm right! What were the odds? What were the... Okay, so how that works is that it changes every 5 seconds, so it'll always be the first one as long as you're there in the first 5 seconds. It was spelled XI, which I think is Chi, actually. I think that's a different letter than the Kai letter. But Kai is such a fun letter. So I'm gonna pretend it's Kai. It's Kai in my heart. And so we're gonna pop down here, we're gonna buy a new herb, and we're gonna buy a new hat, because we're now wearing a dragon for a head. That's pretty cool. It's pretty badass. Pretty great for a guy who just loves lemon pies. And then we'll just go through this watery maze. You're supposed to have to get a map. I just know the path through it by heart. And we'll just go straight for the boss because, again, advantages of doing this at level 32 is you can just go straight to the boss. And I am trying to split. Anyway, so we're going to pop back here. We're going to buy an herb. Then we're going to pop back to where we were. We're going to skip another level. No, these are Greek letters, these are Greek letters here, not the, not the Chinese word. All of the, gun swords are Greek letters. There we go. Okay, through that level. Next up, we are going to play Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter is a fantastic game. We're just gonna have a little bit of fun playing Monster Hunter. Don't worry about it. So we're gonna talk to this guy, we're gonna tell him we'll do it. And it's like, okay, so we gotta defeat more monsters than Yashu. Because that definitely makes sense. So, we'll just quickly get through this. So I know what route Yashu will take through defeating these monsters, and I will just defeat the ones that he won't defeat. You know, efficiency. It's teamwork. He doesn't think of it as teamwork, he thinks of it as a rivalry to the death. But I think of it as teamwork. Anyway, so up here we have Mirror World. So when we're in Mirror World, we're gonna have a couple of events to this level. We're gonna switch which direction is left and which direction is right. This is kind of tricky, but not too bad. Also, we can run, there's mines, and we're just gonna run through them because it's faster. Because this is a speed run. So I messed that up slightly, so we're gonna have to wait for this slime to come to us. That's fine. No biggie. Heal up, reset time, and let's... You want to fight a couple things along the way. Because really, the real friends are the levels we gained along the way. I'm not gonna run for this because I'm a little low on HP, and I don't want to run out. So when you run in this game, you literally burn HP pretty quickly too. So if you don't run, it's slower, but you don't burn HP, and that's a lot better than dying there and having to go back to the start of the level. Anywho, remember the beast beat? Remember that thing that we used to beat up beasts? We get to go back to it. We get to beat up another beast. Is everyone excited to beat up beasts? Is that the same letter? Okay, so it is the same letter. It's still Kai. Good. Yeah, never let Kingdom Hearts tell you it's pronounced key. I was actually, so I cannot tell you how frustrated I was during that cutscene in Birth by Sleep, where they tell you about the Kai Blade. And I'm just, every single time they say it, it's just like, this pun doesn't work. But, anyways, we're gonna pop in here, we're gonna buy a new weapon, because we've had the same weapon since literally the previous arc. So we kind of need a new weapon. And we just run all the way up to this next map. So we're gonna quickly pop in here, gonna buy an herb. And we're gonna beat up some stuff on the world map. We're actually so high level that we just one-shot everything, but we need to get enough money to buy this super cool punch shield. I don't know what a punch shield is, but it's this. There we go. And now we're gonna try to negotiate this terrain blind. Wish me luck. There we go, found the town, reset time, it's day again. Well, I mean, it was day, but we can see again. Just go straight to this god. Also, so plot update, so we're actually fighting gods here. So at the end of the previous world, what happened was, so the monsters came welling up from below, and we're just like, okay, I guess we gotta fight the monsters again instead of the humans. And the monsters are like, no, we don't want to fight you. We've done that like 20 times and it's always ended badly. How about we just be friends instead? And the humans are like, okay. And then the gods descend from above and say, no, this will not do. So we're fighting the gods. That is literally the plot of this arc. It's amazing. I love it. But we have levels to skip. So let's do that. Also, we went on a quick side quest there where we picked up the time stone. And what the time stone lets us do is it lets us get party members from previous arcs. So we picked up all the party members from the first character's arcs. And you know, with these characters, we now have a full party. And having a full party, once again, gives us formation bonuses. Also, we got a new formation boost all. Also, one last thing, I am going to go in here and switch some of these party members out because some of these guys are kind of weak. We're going to replace them with more powerful party members. Because we have the power to. Anywho, we're on a new continent now. We skipped a couple levels. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, no, there's more than one. I know that technically there's more than one way to pronounce Kai, but I don't know. Like, I learned it as Kai. I'm going to always pronounce it as Kai. And not pronouncing it as Kai is always going to sound super weird to me, so I don't know. It's my speedrun. You guys are listening to me rant for an hour and 20 minutes. I get to pronounce Kai however I want. Anywho, we just skipped a level there, which is a pretty cool level. You actually are massively you are given a bunch of money, but the money is cursed, so you're massively in debt. So you have to get rid of all of your money, and so you either get rid of all your money by going to the casino, which is an excellent way to lose all of your money. Please don't go to casinos. Or you can give a bunch of bread to starving orphans. And unfortunately, giving up all your money to the casino is faster. So we do that in the speedrun, but that makes me feel really guilty not giving bread to starving orphans. So we just skip the level instead. And oh yeah, so also the time goddess, oh yeah, plot update. Time goddess went evil on us. So we've been rescued by number 30, which is a robot that has the powers of the time goddess. How wonderfully convenient. Anyways, we've skipped enough levels. Time to play a level again. We're gonna come in here where where God has just killed everyone. Very rude, except for this one kid. So this one kid wants vengeance for his parents. So we're gonna do that by entering into this tower and forming a contract with either a devil or an angel. And devil is significantly faster, so we're gonna form the contract with the devil. And that also gives us a Necronomicon, which is just a cool word. Necronomicon. Using the herb there is not a big deal because the game's going to give us another herb before the boss battle. We do want to be very high level because this boss is basically lies to us about what level we can beat it at because we've skipped like 6 levels in a row. So we like are just massively underpowered relative to what the game expects us to be in terms of equipment, even though our level is Like, we have such a cool base level, but our equipment is awful. Anyway, so yeah, so we were level 47. We wanted to be level 46. We're a little over. That's perfectly fine. We came down here. We recruited the kid into our party now, and now we're going to go into the next level. So this is the part of the game where they decided to just put in mini games. And this mini game, we get to be in a race. So we get to just drive a doom buggy over this racetrack. That is the entire level. It is so cool because it actually goes super fast. In fact, if you're wondering how fast it goes, it takes me 2 frames to move a single square in this buggy. That's insanely fast. That's just critically fast. That is critically fast. But we are through the doom buggy. If we got on 3 mines, it would have blown up our car. We really don't want that. But hey, we're on to our next level. And for this level, we're going to be playing DDR. Again, not joking. So I'm going to get some quick cheap XP over there. And then we just got to play DDR. And then we get to play phase 2. And there is a phase 3. We're not going to do phase 3 because it's super long and slow and doesn't give us any real rewards. So we'll just head on over. Beat up some birds on the way. Buy a new weapon. We want to be a little bit higher level because this boss, once again, pretty strong. We kind of don't have level appropriate gear still. We have a level appropriate weapon, but not armor or headgear. But we have level appropriate boots. We have level appropriate boots. Boots are important. And we do have level appropriate shields. Path of Exile's story is pretty weird, yeah. It's a fun game. Did I forget to buy an herb? I forgot to buy an herb. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's do that fight again. So we're gonna get to listen to her guitar solo again, which is fine. It's a pretty cool guitar solo. Just rocking out. I can, like, take my hands off the keyboard for a second and just do an air guitar thing. It's all good. And we are through. So, next up, we have a giant tower that we have to get on stilts to get into, and I am afraid of heights, so we're gonna skip this level. There we go. And we're gonna come in here, we're gonna buy a new armor, because it's pretty sweet armor, and then we're gonna skip another level, because this level is super weird. Basically, it doesn't look like there's an evil orb, but there's a timer counting down. So it looks like a paradise. It's actually a fake paradise. We have to ruin their paradise. That sounds rude. I don't want to ruin people's paradise. So we are going to just try to skip this level. Come on. Come on. I do have an herb. I didn't use the herb by accident, right? Yep, I have the herb. Okay. There we go. Just had to slow down for a second. Okay, so we've skipped that level. Next up is Hero 330 billion. I think that's the right number. Maybe it's 30 million. No, it's 30 billion. So you might be wondering, what is Hero 30 billion? Well, it means we have 30 billion seconds to beat the Evil Lord. Or 3 billion, excuse me. It's also an auto-scroller. We're gonna be here for a while. But we can try to get as high of a level as we want, and also we have cool music. So part of the plot of this entire section has been that Ku, our party member, who is a member of a race called the Singers, who is the only person who can still sing because they were attacked by a beam of light. But Ku is blind, which makes her invulnerable to beams of light, I guess. So she's the only person who can give us the power to defeat the gods with her songs, and now she is singing the most powerful song of all in order to defeat the goddess of time, who once again became evil, was corrupted by stuff. So, but yeah, 3 billion seconds, for those of you who don't want to break out their calculators, is about 100 years. So it's a pretty long auto-scroller, and there's really no way we can speed it up. In the depths of this hole, blarg! Anyway, so now we're gonna head over here. There's this weird dragon thing guarding a dragon head, and the only thing cooler than having a bone dragon on your head is by having a green dragon on your head, so we've got that covered now. We are now 30% cooler. Objective facts. And also, it's the best helmet in the game. So, well, the best helmet in the speedrun. There's better helmets in the game. But we don't get them in the speedrun because they're in bonus levels, and bonus levels take time. Also, we can't unlock them until we beat the game. They're in New Game Plus levels. Makes it really hard to get to. Anyway, so now we've traveled into another time period. This time, it's where not Blarg defeated the Emperor. So, you know, but now time has seriously begun to pass. Look how fast the time is going. We're gonna get through these 3 billion seconds in like 7 minutes. I bet you this level is gonna take about 7 minutes and 13 seconds. I've done this speedrun a lot. Oh. Actually, the level doesn't take 7 minutes and 13 seconds. The split takes 7 minutes and 13 seconds. But, same diff. We'll just try to get as high of level as we can here while we're waiting to go to the next part of the auto-scroller. Well, 100%. So 100% would actually run out the timer on one level. So there's a bunch of... So basically, remember how Geezer stopped to fight the Evil Lord when we were escaping when we were escaping the destruction of the world at the end of Revolution? So if you wait until there's 0.01 seconds on the clock, so literally 1 frame left, Geezer will make it to you in time, and you can escape the floating continent with Geezer. But that literally wastes 45 seconds for no actual gain in the speedrun, so we don't do it in the speedrun. But for 100%, you'd have to do that. Because saving Geezer is an achievement, and achievements is part of 100%. Anyways, so thought update. We have this warp in time again, which requires defeating a giant power, and the only giant power here is number 30. So number 30 is going to blow herself up in a scene that I can only describe as mistranslated. And I'm actually done doing inputs for the entire auto-scroller, so we can just, you know, we can kick back, we can enjoy the music, we can talk about Blarg in their fight against the evil lords, Blarg and not Blarg, together with Yuja, the uninterestingly named. But, man, he recovered from that quickly in the translation. Anyway, so now we're at Ku, who has been singing at the evil goddess for like 4 minutes at this point. So Ku has learned from the Artunelico singers, apparently how to sing and talk at the same time. Oh, looks like I'm back. Convenient. And the auto-scroller is because you've missed nothing, just more auto-scroller. So while you were away, looks like we beat the evil goddess, and now she's turned back into the good time goddess. And unfortunately, Ku has sung with so much energy that unfortunately she can no longer be with us, and she will fade into oblivion. And Yuja's not happy about this. Blarg is not happy about this. Not Blarg is unhappy about this. So you want to know how we fix people leaving our party permanently? We go into heaven and we fight Destiny and we make them get back into our party. So that's literally the next part of the game. We're gonna go to heaven. We're gonna fight Destiny. Let's do this. So we're actually gonna play as Blarg again in the heavens, and everyone else is in heaven too, but we gotta recruit them. So let's head over here to the first level of the final area. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do options. We're going to turn off the autosave. And the reason we do that is so we can now quit the game and cancel out of quitting the game, which warps us halfway through the level. It's pretty cool. And then we're going to go up here. It turns out not Blarg. I exited the level. My bad. So we're going to do that again. Okay, so once again, just in case you missed it, we're going to go in here, we're going to quit the game, we're going to unquit the game, and now we're halfway through the stage. And then we're going to come up here, we're going to talk to the Not Blarg. Not Blarg really hates frogs. We're going to defeat the frogs with that, and then we're going to warp back to here. We're going to pick up some herbs, fight this guy, and then talk to the white square. Not Blarg joined the party. And now everyone's joined the party. We'll heal up really quick. And now if we tried to keep going with the game, we'd actually have major problems because the game is super confused. But because we entered this cutscene here against that cutscene boss, because there were 15 seconds left on the clock, we've now actually rewrited the game and we can now play normally. So we're just gonna keep on trucking. So, set real time real quick, and we need to be about level 44. This boss is actually super weird. If you get lucky, you can beat him at less levels, but I really like being at least level 44 to fight him. And we're level 45, so that's way better than level 44. And we beat him. Yep, Yusha means hero. This is Yusha 32nd, because every version of this game has a nice pun for the name. Anyways, we need to equip some new equipment. And by new equipment, I mean the old equipment we had in the past version of ourselves. And we also need to switch party members, because unfortunately, some of our party members are going to be leaving our party pretty soon. So we got to switch them out for people who don't leave our party. Because now we're in the next area, where we need to, again, you know, rail against the gods. That's good. Continues to be the theme, is, you know, it's a JRPG. You got to beat up the gods. It's just how it goes. I don't know how that battle works, but it ends quickly sometimes. And like right there, it ended quickly, and we will take it. I'm gonna head in here. We're gonna talk to this person. She's gonna say that there's a key inside that tree. Unfortunately, there's this giant fairy that's also after us. We beat him up. Unfortunately, some of our party members lured him off a cliff, which is kind of unfortunate. But they'll be fine. They'll be totally fine. They're definitely not, you know, mortally wounded or anything. And now some other party members will head behind, and then a mountain fell on their head. But again, they'll be perfectly fine. Just like we're perfectly fine. Everybody's gonna be perfectly fine. Nothing to worry about. No sadness in this thread. No F's in this chat. Anyway, so now we've defeated all of the mini-bosses, so we can go ahead and defeat the last mini-boss, who might also be the actual boss. It's kind of... like, how do you define it? Because there's one more boss after this, but we're invulnerable for that boss. So does that count as a boss? Or was the last one the boss? And this is just like a bonus boss. Like, these are the questions that keep me up at night. I just don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, so we got through. We are the undamaged hero. The unsung undamaged hero. We still have a full party because we switched our party out. And so now we're gonna cross this bridge. We gotta switch sides halfway through for some reason, but we did that perfectly. And we're gonna beat up a couple of these angel frog cake things. I don't even know what they're supposed to do. They're literally angel frogs. Okay. Cool. Anyways, and then we're gonna beat up the statue. So this boss in this area is powered by these statues. So we need to beat up 4 of these statues in order for the boss to be weak enough for us to just defeat it. So here's number 4, or number 3, excuse me. Then we'll death warp our way back. Pick up some herbs and stuff. We don't need to reset time, we're fine. We're gonna reset time now though. And then we'll just go, we'll pick up a level because we're almost 46. We'll just go straight for the boss. And it's down. Okay. You know what time it is? It's time for the final level of this speed run. So we're just gonna head straight up to here. We've actually unlocked the hero class and automatically been put into it as well. So we are now the hero the world needs and the world deserves. I hope things aren't keeping me up at night. I have a 6 AM run on Friday. But, anyways, so final battle. We need to hit level 38 before we fight this guy here. We're gonna head straight over here and do these snowmen. They're gonna give us some levels. Give us some more levels. That's not bad. Come back here, heal up, fight some more snowmen. Level 40, more than enough to fight the boss. It's pretty strong. I don't even know what that attack was. It had some pretty scary looking letters in it though. Barely beat those penguins, but that's fine. Penguins are angel penguins. That's a pretty strong looking enemy. Definitely in the top 10% of all enemies. Also, angel grasshoppers. Do not be underestimating angel grasshoppers. But again, just gonna be grinding up a little bit before this next mini boss. This should be enough. We're gonna heal up before we fight him though. Want to make sure we have the herb and the full base health. Barely made it through. We're gonna come back here, pick up some more herbs. Now we need to grind up all the way to level 90 before we fight this, before we fight the final boss. So that's gonna be pretty considerable grind, but we can do it. We've grinded this far. We can grind another couple levels. Alright, that's enough. Heal up and let's go. We've got to fight the clone of ourselves first, but that's easy. And then we're on the final boss. Now, this final boss has 3 phases, just like Kefka, but it's nothing like Kefka. No, Kefka has 4 phases, right? Anyway, so it uses 0 dimension, and then it explodes using Rejection of Fate, and then we go to the next phase by scrolling upwards, just like Kefka. And now it's going to use 1 more 0 dimension, and then we'll go on to the final... Okay, 2 more. Okay, be that way. Now we're into the final phase. Now it'll use anywhere from 0 to 3 things before we finally take out the boss. We'll be ready on time because it could come at any frame. No world number 1. No world number 2. Uh-oh. And boss is down. That is time. And now, because we defeated Destiny, we can now bring everyone back to life. Which is strange, because they definitely weren't sent to the Shadow Realm. Or anything like that. But hey, everyone's fine. How did I do? 116, that is wonderful time. I am super happy with that time. Yeah, so, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And don't go anywhere, because next up we have East 1 run by Rhythm Song. So that's going to be a fantastic run. It's going to feature a boat. That boat's going to crash land, just like all boats are supposed to. So, let's go. So yeah, so whenever you're ready, take it away.